What's going on there, YouTube? This is ODC, that's me, and I'm here with another action figure review. This is my review of the Club Black Freighter Matty exclusive Rorschach figure. Finally got this guy. It's actually taken me a while to find this guy for a reasonable price. I mean, pretty much anywhere I would go, I would see this guy for like at least $50, sometimes $55, $60, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna spend $50 on this figure. It's not worth $50 to me. So I did find him. I found him for 30 bucks. I think it was $6 shipping, so I paid $36 shipping with this guy on eBay. I finally just waited it out. I've been waiting since like January to pick this guy up. So there it is. I finally got him, and I think he's the most difficult to get out of the set so far, out of the four, because I think he's the first, and I don't know, for some reason he's just very hard to find. But I mean, his design is pretty basic, but it works. It really does work for him. But let me set him out of the way here, and I'll get to packaging. Let me get the inner packaging out for a second. Alright. There is the outer shell packaging where it says Rorschach, and it's got the doomsday clock at a different. The hands are different on each packaging. I guess they get closer to midnight as you keep buying the other figures in the wave. It says who watches the Watchmen on the side here. When you post them all together, it's supposed to say that in like kind of like a graffiti on a wall. On the other side, it just says Rorschach, like I showed you before, and it's got a nice Rorschach painting right here. So there's the outer shell. Here is the inner shell, and it looks very nice, very professional. It shows that they really wanted these to be an adult collector exclusive. So on the front it says Rorschach with the symbol here, and the symbol is nicely painted here. It's got a glossy feel to just the blood splatter here on the eye, but then you feel this and it's a little bit more rough. It says Rorschach on the bottom. It's got a picture of Rorschach, and it says the Watchmen, and it says at. It's like a half a T, but it's supposed to say Watchmen when you put them all together. So I mean, you are getting a nice display with all of this packaging, but is this and all the packaging really worth, you know, the almost $40 I paid? I don't know. And this guy's like impossible to find loose. This doesn't happen. So you open it up, and he's obviously out of the package here, and he does come with his grapple gun, which is oversized and kind of too big for him, but still works. And you got your oversized card here, and on the back it has a story of Rorschach. Probably not going to take this out of the package, just so, I don't know, I just want everything in the package. But it is an oversized card. If you haven't checked out my Night Owl review, check that out, and you can see the card. I think I pulled the card out of that one, but there it is. And I'll take the gun out of the package here, and so you can see how big it is. That's it for the packaging. Let's bring Rorschach back in here. And I mean, he is probably the most wanted from the wave, I would assume. I think him and Night Owl are two of the best looking in the wave. They come with a little bit more. I mean, Silk Spectre doesn't really come with anything. Neither does Dr. Manhattan. And yes, they have new and original sculpts, but they don't come with any accessories. And for me, that's kind of unacceptable, especially if I'm buying like a $40 exclusive. I don't really care about the packaging. They could have just thrown it in a Club Infinite Earths box and give me some accessories, and then I would have paid $40. But here is his gun, nonetheless. Done my little dumb rant. and it does fit in either hand, or either hand. So it does fit in there nicely. It is a little bit too big for him, but I think you can still get away with it. I think in the graphic novel, I only really saw him use this like once, I think. I know in the movie he uses it a few times, but in the graphic novel he doesn't really use his grapple gun that much. I'm pretty sure, because I've just recently read it, that he doesn't really use it that much, but you know, I could be mistaken. Maybe I just missed it when I was reading or whatever. But still, let's go back to the figure, because I'm just got a lot to say. He is based off of the Question. All of these characters that are on the Watchmen, what originally happened, the reason why they're based off of a DC character, it's not that they couldn't get the rights from DC, because they are a DC. It is a DC graphic novel. Let's bring in the Question here. You can see the blatant similarities here. There are some, but for the most part, he is still. I think he's still original enough. His look, where he does differ very much so from the Question. But they still look really cool together. Actually, if you pose them together, they still do look very nice, I think. And yeah, pretty cool. So there's the Question. That's who he's based off of. But originally what I was saying is, and this is going to be a longer review, excuse me, because I have a lot to say about the Watchmen. It wasn't that DC didn't have the rights, it's not that DC wouldn't allow them the rights. It's the fact that they were going to do certain things with these characters, and there was probably a couple characters and they told DC this ahead of time, that you'll probably never be able to use again. They didn't want to have to kill off the Question and use they didn't want to have to use the Blue Beetle a certain way, and I believe Silk Spectre's based off Nightshade, and but actually what most people don't know is that she was based off of Nightshade, but the creator actually didn't like who Nightshade was, so he kind of transitioned her into more of a Black Canary role. So her personality is really kind of based off of Black Canary, but her base design is based off of Nightshade. So, fun little fact there, in case you didn't know that. But what they couldn't do is, going back to what I was saying, they couldn't get the, they didn't want to have to kill off a key member to, like, the DC universe like that in just a graphic novel that wasn't going to have any more stories after that, basically. Now they're doing before the Watchmen stories, but that was that was after the graphic novel was out. So with that being said, there's my little rant. He is based off the Question, like I said, and let's get to the figure's articulation. His head does move side to side very nicely. Doesn't really move up or down. It kind of just moves side to side, and it is hindered by the coat, so you can't do a full 360. His arms do go up all the way, go down. They can do a full 360. He's got a bicep swivel, a single bend at the elbow, a wrist rotation. He does have an ab crunch, but it's very hindered. His T-jointed hips, they do move a little bit. I mean, you can get him into this, like, I'm walking down the street, here I go. But you can't really get him to go out too far. So his articulation is based on a basic DCUC articulation, but he's very hindered. So the coat is going to hinder it. He's basically just really meant to just kind of stand here. So there you go. There it is. There is another version of him, I believe, in action figure form, and that's from DC Direct a long time ago, back when the Watchmen movie came out, but it is based off the Watchmen movie portrayal of Rorschach, which is actually pretty close to the comic book version, I gotta be honest with you. Most of those the versions, the more modern versions, I think, which were in the movie, were still a very true portrayal of what the characters were. I mean, they did change. I think the one that got the most makeover was Night Owl, but pretty true to the character in the movie too. Yeah, so there you go. If I had to rate this figure, I mean, there's a lot of detail in here that you don't really notice, like the button missing, and there's a string coming out of his coat there. His tassel here on his trench coat is actually torn off. That's actually pretty true to the person. He's got I'm not sure what you call this, a I don't even know, like a buckle here that's undone. There you go. It's to tie your your sleeves together so you don't get wet, I guess. But that is undone. It's got a nice knot in his trench coat. I'm having trouble talking right now. He's got nice purple and black striped pants. Looks pretty good. He's got some nice detail actually in his shoes. There's some black shading on the toe of his shoes to show him that he's kind of dirty, and got some nice purple gloves which are sculpted and everything. Looks good. And it's got a nice little fedora hat, so there you go. But yeah, if I had to rate this figure, I'm probably gonna give him an 8. He's very yeah, I'm gonna stick with an 8, because I mean, he is an exclusive, and well, not because he's an exclusive, but even though he's lacking in articulation, I still think the look of Rorschach was just absolutely hit on the forehead. It was just nailed. They nailed it. So definitely, as Chapman Films would say, good job, Mattel. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. Definitely 2 thumbs up. Don't buy them for $50, please. Find them for a good price. Take your time and look for them, because I did, and it paid off. So definitely 2 thumbs up. Pick him up. If you're trying to get into this set, I would, but I would start with him. The other guys you can probably pick up. I believe Night Owl just came out, so you can probably find them loose on eBay. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. That's wrapping up my Club Black Freighter Maddie exclusive Rorschach figure from the Watchmen set. And like I said, let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll see you guys on the flip side.